You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders to protect their people and property with wisdom and clarity. In today's episode, we are going to learn about why working with multiple church insurance agents can cause more problems than you might realize. Ben thought he was being responsible. His church in Amarillo was coming up on renewal. The budget was tight and insurance costs were climbing again. So he did what most reasonable people would do. He reached out to 5 different church insurance agents, figuring that more quotes would give him better options and more control. It had always worked that way with his home and auto insurance. More quotes meant better leverage. Better leverage meant better decisions. Except this time, something strange happened. 2 agents flat out refused to quote the church. A couple of others came back with numbers that were higher than expected, coverage limits that didn't make sense, and terms that felt worse than what they already had. Instead of clarity, Ben ended up confused, frustrated, and honestly a little panicked. The question running through his head was simple. What did I do wrong? The truth is, Ben didn't do anything reckless. He did what a lot of Texas churches are doing right now. Churches across the state are being non-renewed, pushed into tighter underwriting, and forced back into the market whether they want to be there or not. With hail claims, inflation, and fewer companies willing to write church property insurance, leaders are scrambling to protect both their buildings and their budgets at the same time. The mistake wasn't that Ben shopped his church's insurance renewal. The mistake was how he did it. Commercial church insurance doesn't work like personal insurance. When multiple agents submit the same church to the same insurance companies, underwriters don't see competition. They see confusion. They see inconsistent information. And they see a church that looks focused on price instead of risk management. Here's the part most church leaders don't realize. An insurance company will only quote a church once. The first agent to submit the church to that carrier blocks the market for everyone else. So when Ben contacted 5 agents, he didn't create 5 opportunities. He unintentionally shut doors. Underwriters started seeing the same church, submitted multiple ways, with slightly different answers about roof age, building values, ministries, and usage. That doesn't inspire better terms. It causes underwriters to disengage, restrict coverage, or walk away entirely. Instead of strengthening his position, Ben lost leverage. Even worse, the church's actual story got lost. Ben's church wasn't just a building in Amarillo. It had strong safety practices, active ministries, responsible leadership, and a real commitment to stewarding resources well. But each agent gathered information differently. Some guessed, some skipped questions, some rushed. That incomplete picture is what underwriters priced, and churches don't find out that their policy doesn't do what they need it to do until they face a storm. That's when they learn the difference between a cheap quote and a solid policy. This is why speed doesn't equal skill. The fastest agent to submit paperwork might win the race to block the market, but that doesn't mean they understand hail deductibles, roof settlement terms, event liability, or how to explain your church's risk profile in a way that protects you. The better approach is simpler, but it requires trust. Work with one experienced church insurance specialist who can access multiple carriers, tell your church's full story, and negotiate coverage intentionally. Independent agents with real church expertise can shop the market for you without creating chaos behind the scenes. That's the foundation of our True Texas Church Insurance program. It's not about chasing quotes. It's about negotiated risk placement, presenting your church accurately, strategically, and confidently to the right underwriters at the right time with the right information. Ben eventually learned that lesson. He stopped trying to manage the process himself and partnered with the church insurance specialists at Insurance for Texans. Our agents understand Texas weather and today's insurance reality for churches in the state. You can find out what church insurance expertise looks like by connecting with our church insurance team at insurancefortexans.com. And if you would like an overview of church insurance, get a copy of our book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. Until next time, remember that insurance isn't just about the cheapest policy.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.